Russian CBDC to roll out in 2025. Could banks accelerate digital ruble launch? Russian experts think the central bank will roll out its digital ruble by 2025, with the nation's biggest banks expressing their eagerness to work with the central bank digital currency CBDC. The central bank is fast-tracking its CBDC rollout, but Delovoi Peterburg reported that citizens will have access to the CBDC no earlier than 2025. Moscow may hope to move this deadline forward, however. Many of the nation's largest commercial banks have openly declared their interest in partnering with the central bank soon to start real-world CBDC tests. US and EU-led sanctions have effectively barred Moscow from trading in the US dollar, and this has sped up the central bank's efforts to launch a CBDC with the hope of purging dollar trade from Russia once and for all. Although the central bank has claimed that cross-border CBDC are still some way off, a BRICS stablecoin and a gold-backed token that could be used in trade with Iran have both been discussed at length. Russian and Iranian crypto leaders also appear to have stepped up cooperation efforts in recent months. Observers have stated that state-backed stablecoin plans could be revisited at the next BRICS summit. The summit is slated to be held in Santon, Johannesburg, from August 22 to 24. Russia's CBDC to roll out in 2025. Do banks want faster progress? Unlike Beijing, Moscow has repeatedly talked up the notion of eventually using its CBDC in the cross-border payment space with friendly countries, and Russian banks appear to be keen to get on board. The same media outlet quoted DOM-RF Bank as stating that it was technically ready to launch the project as soon as the command to start is given. Rosbank, meanwhile, said that it was ready to participate in a pilot project with real clients. And Alpha Bank enthused that it was excited by the prospects of the digital ruble project. TASS quoted VTB, another Russian megabank, as stating that it had already selected a limited circle of clients and employees to make use of the prototype coin, with a focus group already formed. Similar statements were made by rival banks such as Pромsvязьbank, Sonara, Delovbank, TKB, and MTS Bank. TKB hinted that the real-world pilot launch could come in a matter of days, commenting that its own tests were scheduled for the end of July. Last week, the Russian Prosecutor General Igor Krasnov visited his counterpart in China, where he said it would be in the common interest of both nations to streamline their CBDC-related legal systems. This, he said, would help prevent criminals from abusing their CBDC. Krasnov stated of the digital yuan, China was one of the first nations in the world to introduce a CBDC, partly in order to protect the economy from the criminal influence of cryptocurrencies.